Hello there, everyone. You know who I am, ETTemplar, Supreme Misfit, Professional Dipshit, and I'm just a retard who makes YouTube content. I am not a lawyer. But from the legal lines of this, Nick Ricaida's Frank's challenge has been denied. And this says the defendant's motion to schedule an evidentiary hearing pursuant to a Frank's challenge is denied. The defendant's motion to suppress the firearms and ammunition is denied. All other omnibus issues not argued with particularity or otherwise specifically identified to the court as contested issue at the omnibus hearing, whether included in the written notice or not, are denied, having been waived by the defendant. So, what is a Frank's motion? What the fuck is that? So let's read. And I'll translate this from a layman's perspective. So a Frank's motion is a legal procedure that allows a defendant to challenge the validity of a search warrant by alleging that the warrant application contained false or omitted information. The motion is based on the idea that the warrant would not have been supported by probable cause without the false statement. To be granted a Frank's hearing, the defendant must show that 1. The affidavit contained false statements or omitted material facts. The person who signed the affidavit knew that the information was false or acted recklessly. 3. The false information was material to the finding of the probable cause. If the defendant can make a preliminary showing of these points, a trial court will conduct a Frank's hearing. At the hearing, the judge will review the evidence and determine if the warrant should be voided. If the warrant is voided, any evidence obtained for the search must be excluded. So this was Nick Ricaida's way of calling a Hail Mary pass. He goes back 5 yards. He's looking for a wide receiver, and right before he throws it, he gets sacked.
Minshew, pressure's coming. He is sacked.
What if Nick Ricaida was to be successful in this Frank's challenge? That would mean all the evidence that they gathered and what led to that probable cause and the raid on his house would be non-existent legally. It'd be like the same equivalency of a cop raiding a house and seizing evidence without a warrant. If this was to go to court, then the jurors would be told not to see this evidence because this evidence that was produced or the result of doesn't exist legally. They're told to ignore it. So this was Nick Ricaida's chance to kind of, again, throw a Hail Mary pass. It didn't work out, and he got sacked. So now he has to fight this, and evidence is there. Now let's set aside all the legalese for a moment, right? The fact still remains that Nick Ricaida, this dipshit, streamed himself going out, walking back in the room with a blow on his nose, and him acting intoxicated and high while someone else gave him either a hander or a gummer under the table. So this man streamed this, which led to his house being raided, not read, was his house a fucking book, led to his house being raided, and they discovered that one of his children had evidence of metabolized cocaine. Now, of course, nose guard have already said it is powder from the officer's glove, and no, it's if it's in the kid's hair, then that means it's been metabolized. So this was Nick's last chance. The Frank's challenge failed, and now he's fucked. But the one thing that gets me, this is why I hate most lawyers, they can't come out and just state it. When they've got their hand in the cookie jar or their nuts in the baldo, they can't just come out and say, well, Your Honor, yes, I was having all you can suck and fuck at my house where my kids are. Yes, there was cocaine involved. I am guilty. I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. I streamed it and I'm retarded. No, he has to deny. He has to try this Frank's notion, which in that situation, I mean, who wouldn't try to challenge that? But the cops in Kandiyohi County know what they're doing. They've had experience with this before, and I'm sure Nick Rikida isn't the only one that's put his children in danger around cocaine and loaded guns. These cops are no dummies. This is not some grand county by Kandiyohi, Minnesota. Okay, Nick Rikida was a dumbass. He streamed whatever it was he was doing. The cops used that as a probable cause, discovered cocaine, guns, and discovered through a drug test that one of his kids did, in fact, ingest cocaine. So this all leads back to Nick Rikida being a fucking idiot. He fucked up, and there's no way he can weasel out of it. But that's what he tried to do with this Frank's notion, and that's why people are having people like PPP are finding glee in this, because we have a silver spoon guy that has had rich ass parents, and is inheritor of like millions of dollars. So again, we have a guy who probably for most of his life skated on anything, never held accountable to anything that he's ever done. But now, for once in his life, he's being held accountable for the fucked up shit. And he's trying to weasel it out of this Frank's challenge that failed. And that's why people find glee in it. And so, yeah. And at least you didn't have to do this video where I have no shirt and I'm sitting on a fucking toilet like some kind of savage. But that's Frank's challenge. You failed, and hopefully you found this interesting. I will say this: before the polycule exploded, they were all retards that were perfect for each other. So if you also don't know, Aaron Imholt shared revenge porn of Kayla, Nick Rikida's wife, to another friend of his on a stream. So Nick and Aaron Imholt both shared that same line where they both committed a crime on stream, so evidence of that could be shown and discovered. So for Nick to claim to be this lawyer, this 150 like IQ lawyer that knows everything and everyone else is retarded and stupid, sure missed on this one. It was a fucking butt fumble on epic proportions. Anyways, also had to recap there for people who were new, but it's unbelievable. So who knows how Nick Rikida is going to continue next? That's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. As far as sentencing goes, people aren't entirely sure. It's a whole lot of guesswork. But I don't know. I don't think a court is going to go too easy on him. With the situation that one of the kids tested positive for cocaine, I can't imagine that a court would let that slide easily, but who knows? I mean, in this day and age, they're letting all kinds of criminals off the hook because of prison overpopulation or prison crowding, so who knows? And since this is like a first offense from Nick Rikida, he's probably gonna get a slap on the wrist, and he'll be back to baldo dipping in no time. With that said, we'll end this stupid video here, and special thank you to the people here, the fleet captains, the people who are always in Discord, Telegram, and to some of these people, they financially back this channel, so that's awesome. Thank you. And of course, if you want to become a fleet captain, there's one of the easy ways is to donate to this channel. If not, if you're active in the Discord, Telegram, or just comment rather frequently, that's how you can make that list as well. But anyways, special thank you to people on the list and the people who aren't on that list for privacy reasons. Thank you for making this small corner of the internet just awesome and being that special to me personally. Anyways, take it easy. Have a good one.